Okay, lineage, does it really matter? Let's go. 10 minutes.
Yeah. It depends very much on what you're doing. As you discussed earlier, and it's the same thing. Are you preserving a lineage? Are you preserving an art as passed down from generation to generation? In which case, it's a different thing to what we're doing.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, so to me, it's not important at all.
No.
And yeah, so who I've trained with some pretty cool people. I think we just mentioned that as well, and you can link that person to that person. But yeah, for me, it's not important at all. I'm not trying to preserve any art at all. I'm just more concerned with the practical side of what I'm doing. Does it work?
Yeah.
Don't care who taught me it. Yeah.
It's more about abilities and knowledge than who trained you. So, I mean, we all know people who could directly say, "Oh, my lineage is great," but are actually total shite. And that's not very good for the podcast, Bob.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you can have direct students who are just shit, basically, and it's quite funny, really, I suppose, because a lot of it is like, oh yeah, I can directly trace this back. So if you take, I don't know, the KUGB and the JKAE or whatever it was, they can all trace their lineage back the same way, but it obviously wasn't important enough to stop that massive split in an organization.
Mm-hmm.
And I suppose karate politics is something we could talk about another day, but yeah, I mean, does it matter? Not really.
It doesn't. But what narks me quite a bit is, it's like a trump card for some people. I can trace my lineage back to Funakoshi and with two steps. I think a lot of us can. To be fair, if we was that, yeah.
You'll say how many? I think it worked out when I did mine. It was four direct steps.
Yeah.
And an argument could be made that it's only 3, and it's not relevant to anything I do. And to be fair, you go back 2 steps to Nakayama and the JKA, that's not relevant to anything Funakoshi did. And despite being a direct student, the karate that he did and propagated bears no relationship to Funakoshi's karate. So where does the lineage help there?
Yeah, so
how long do you have to train with someone to say you are a student of? Because some people have like trained with someone 4 or 5 times, handful of times, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I was a student of."
Well, you see it all the time again online. I mean, it's a slight drift, but it's part of the same thing, isn't it? With people who've been to seminar. I've been to a seminar, I've been to 2 seminars, spent 2 hours with somebody. Oh, I've trained with this person, this person, this person.
Well, it's something I did a while back, and you can write, if you write your karate CV and you write out what you've done and where you've trained, you can write it in 2 different ways. So I could say I trained in Japan. Factual statement, it was only once when I was on holiday there, buggered me knee up, couldn't train anymore, didn't actually go there just to train, to be fair. Most people go, I've gone to Japan, they're training all day, every day.
There's better things to do, isn't there? Japan. Yeah.
And you can do all these things, and you can exaggerate the truth, I think is what we're saying, quite easily.
You can, but I think the thing is that people in their minds genuinely believe that there's some property that goes with that. I used to hear it in my old association, but the training in Japan thing is, when we trained in Japan. And I heard that for a number of years, and then you eventually find out that a group of them went over there for a 2-week holiday, did the tourist sites and a couple of training sessions while they were out there, but it's when we trained in Japan.
It's people giving their karate a stamp of authority, isn't it? So tracing their lineage back to such and such master, that gives my karate a stamp of authority.
Same as the legitimacy thing, isn't it? Well, I didn't just make this up, it came from so and so.
Doesn't matter if you made it up if it works. That's the thing.
Well, no, there are 2 different things, aren't there?
It is, yeah.
If what you're doing is functional and works and it's tested, it really doesn't matter. And how good a teacher are you? Because the guy standing in front of you as your instructor is the only one who matters.
Exactly.
Because he's the only one you're getting anything from. But if his instructor was really good, and as you say, he is shit, then the lineage means nothing.
It's another thing that everyone always goes, oh yeah, I trained with this world champion or this bouncer or this bloke who's had 5,000 fights. If that person's no good at teaching, it doesn't really matter because you won't get the lessons that they knew anyway.
No.
Yeah.
So it's all, relative. People can be good teachers without being particularly brilliant or naturally gifted at anything.
Yeah, so I don't think it's necessarily about the quality of what you get in that case then, is it? It's a badge of legitimacy of the art you are teaching. I am calling this whatever brand of karate or whatever route of karate. And as long as it hasn't changed significantly, or even if it has, as long as those changes are followed down the lineage, then it comes back to the fact that, well, this is the thing that I'm doing.
Mm.
And I think that's just it. It's a definition of what you're doing.
I think, I mean, for a lot of people, it's just like, well, I think it's a comfort blanket.
Mm-hmm.
This is my lineage, and therefore I can't, I feel happier because I can't, I'm probably right because these people before said whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just copying them.
Yeah. So does it matter? For me, no. Does lineage matter? No. And even if you're trying to preserve an art, from what we've just said, I don't even think that matters either, because it's probably quite difficult to preserve an art. It's like Chinese whispers, isn't it? Once you go a few steps away from the original source, it's starting to differentiate a little. So
it depends how narrow that teaching is. I think if you're sort of like father to son to daughter to whatever going on.
But again, if it's not developing and changing and adapting, it's historical reenactment, isn't it? You're reproducing something.
And if that's what you want to do, that's fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's this acceptance that, oh, well, this is a superior style because of the lineage. Why? People learned nothing then in the last 150 years since that person started that style. Yeah. They knew everything fully formed, and anything that changes that just makes it worse. It's a difficult logic to follow, but it's, as I say, it's not relevant to what I do. So me having an opinion on it is irrelevant as well.
Bob's opinions are irrelevant. The end.
The end. Yeah.